Hello everybody and welcome back to the A3 Esports versus First Esports matchup. A3 Esports coming hot with a clean 30-minute game in Game 1. Can they do it again?
Absolutely, hopefully they can. As we said, cheering for the underdogs, rank 12 in the league versus the third seed. Let's see if they can pull the massive upset 2-0 over Frosty.
Absolutely. Looking for First Esports in Game 1, really shaky out of that team. What do they have to take away from Game 1 and get rid of in Game 2?
First, we need to see how mentally they were affected by it. If we start seeing bans of the champions that were played by AE last game, we know they're a bit on shaky footing in terms of mental stress, but it is happening. Xayah ban on Hero. Usually that indicates that there's a bit of tilt on that side. It just means that most of the time your initial bans are the correct bans, and then once you lose, you start trying to ban what you lost to, and then you forget to ban what you banned initially, and then it's a downward spiral. But let's see how it goes.
Yep, let's see how it goes indeed. So far, bans coming in out of A3 Esports. I don't have to change too much. It's very simple. If it's not broken, you don't really need to fix it. So they're just going to keep with relatively similar bans from last game. For First Esports, though, they do not want to see Xerath.
They don't want to see anything the last game. They want to forget the last game ever existed. Let's see what the first picks are on both sides, see what kind of composition they can go for. Like I said, both comps were extremely weak last game in terms of overall drafting. Let's see if they can make a better attempt in this pick and ban.
Definitely the case, and I want to see if Law's going to go with that Kha'Zix pickup again. It's kind of something you don't see a whole lot on the BSG CS. We saw it whipped out by Blight in one of their games on Piping Esports, but other than that, we really don't see the pick whatsoever.
Absolutely, it's a very feast or famine pick, and go very well or very poorly, and even when it goes well, it's not one of those champions like Skarner, Volibear, those S-tier champions that can just take off. So it is a risky pick in general, in addition to being very mechanically hard to play.
Definitely the case here. Looking for the first pickup by Aether. Kayn. Okay.
Ballsy first pick on that jungler. Let's see if Frosty can respond accordingly, pick a more early game composition to punish this pick.
That is a takeaway from Soloras there. If his name didn't imply it, this guy plays Kayn. So, they're taking that away from him, not in the bans, but they're making sure that he doesn't play it.
Absolutely. In fact, it's very smart that you say that. It's possible that it's one of those ban picks, one of those things that you pick just so the enemy doesn't get it.
And so far I think, after that Kha'Zix performance, I could definitely trust that guy on Kayn.
Absolutely. I think that's a Scion pick in the top lane. We have yet to see whether that's a Trundle pick for top or jungle. We're not sure. Could be flexed either side. That's Galio mid though, for sure. Strong pick across the board. However, we have to see if there's a Camille or Jarvan to complement it. Galio alone is not necessarily a very consistent champion.
Well, and I like it. You're talking Frosty, but I'm liking what Aether are putting down here. Fizz in the middle lane. This is a very hit or miss pick.
Absolutely, and especially picking it after the Galio pick is quite interesting. And I say that again with the first three letters capitalized because Fizz versus Galio, very poor matchup for the Fizz. Cannot kill the Galio, and then you get out-roamed in addition to that.
Galio has the shield, he's got the Winds of War to not only poke, but also farm at a distance. Fizz is going to have some trouble in that matchup, and this is very different from what we usually see Gwen on. We see Gwen on Azir, we see Gwen on Xerath. This is a completely different champion from those two.
Let's see if it makes the difference in that victory or defeat screen. Looking at the bans for the next phase, targeting the Frosty support, not a real doctor. We see Leona and Lulu taken away, and Kog'Maw and Vayne for Hero. Not a lot of AD carries left on the board. Varus taken, Vayne, Cog, Xayah all banned, Tristana banned. There's only a couple of AD carries left. Let's see who Hero manages to pick up.
Yeah, there are a lot of ADCs off the board here. Crucially, I feel Mr. Convenience going to lock in the Jinx pick. It is one of his favorites. It would... Well, actually, he's got
Varus has been picked. Yeah,
well, maybe
in top, locked in for Mordekaiser. So that means that is a Trundle jungle. Going to be an
Okay.
interesting pick. All right.
Well,
Who
I'm
is
not
it gonna
completely
be?
agree. This could be a Jinx lock in here for
It
Hero.
could be a Jinx lock-in.
It would
Absolutely, and
suit his
I would
style.
like it a lot.
Would suit his style, be able to sit back safely. He has a front line to do that. He's got a Janna, and Janna Jinx is really fucking ridiculous. Like,
Oh, the
ouch.
Twitch! No, don't do it!
Oh no. Okay.
The-
Well,
The weaknesses of that pick were shown last game and are evident everywhere else. Twitch is not a great pick. It's going to cripple this comp quite a bit in terms of early game. And when you pick a Fizz and you're looking for that early power, this is a very confused composition.
I'm not. This is really ballsy out of Aether because you have Twitch late game, you have Fizz mid to late game. So if they lose the laning phase in either their mid lane or the bot lane, 50-50,
Absolutely.
then the other one has to pop off because Sion, alright, he's not going to smash to Renekton on the early game. And Kayn, yeah, he can be a menace, but how much is he going to be a menace, really? This is very risky out of Aether, and we'll see if they can pull it off.
Absolutely. Kayn being one of the weakest early game junglers without his form in terms of dueling is clear, sure is great, but in terms of fighting, he has nothing. Fizz having that early game and mid game power, but dropping off significantly in the late game. Sion, of course, being that early game, mid game power as well. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out, but I'm really keeping an eye on this Varus Nami bot lane. If they play this correctly, they can solo kill Twitch Janna so easily. Still, no Ignite coming out from either bot support. Pretty big mistakes.
Well, I can see it on Zippy and the Janna because really Janna with Ignites just automatically, it makes you question a few things.
Absolutely, especially with
if
the
you
Twitch.
already have a Fizz with the
Twitch.
Ignite.
Absolutely.
I think Not a Real Doctor could have taken it on the Nami here. It wouldn't have been bad. What do you think on it?
I think it's definitely necessary. When you take an exhaust in this matchup, it severely cripples your kill pressure, especially against Janna Twitch, where that Ignite cancels out their heal and does some more damage on top. We'll see if it plays a factor. If either Twitch or Janna escape with a couple health points left, we know what the culprit is, but a big part of this game is going to be in this mid lane. Very scrappy when you have two mid lane melee champions, so let's see what happens between the Fizz and the Galio.
Yeah. Now, I definitely like the bot lane, even though it doesn't have Ignite, and even though it's definitely saying we need an exhaust for the Kayn and the Fizz, and maybe the Twitch later on in the game. I like it. It's got a lot of poke, it's got a lot of sustain, it's very
Absolutely.
annoying, and it's definitely gonna be able to punish the Twitch.
Varus, Nami, both champions very strong in general right now. Varus having one of the longer ranges, having good burst damage and good range. Pretty good shape. I am interested to see how this Trundle jungle works out, though. I don't know. I've been a little bit new to the Duo League, but he's definitely not played anywhere else in the jungle. Having some slow clear times in terms of AoE, single target is okay. Dueling potential is okay, but like I said, he's okay. Let's see how the enemy Aether team can take advantage of that lackluster jungle pick.
Yeah, we'll see how First Esports can handle everything that got going for them so far. They have a lot of tank. That's my biggest concern with this team. They have a lot. They have Renekton, they have Trundle, they have Galio. Like, this team is very tanky, which is a good thing, but at the same time, it's putting a lot onto Mystic Convenience, because you're expecting your damage to come out of Renekton, to come out of Trundle, to come out of Galio. Maybe, but honestly, your main source of damage is the Varus.
Absolutely, and we're talking late game here. They might just get run over by the power of that Twitch, so they have to close out this game mid-game, or they're going to be in some trouble as that Twitch scales up, unless, of course, mispositions are made, which can turn the fight in anyone's favor.
Definitely the case. Now, I say tank, but some people are a little unorthodox, and they say, tank, let me make that damage. If there were anyone on the First Esports lineup that were actually going to change their build from tanky to more damage-oriented, who would it be?
Definitely going to see some damage coming out of that Renekton. We're looking for Hydras, we're looking for Black Cleaver, we're looking for those off-tank bruiser items, and if he gets ahead, there's absolutely no one on the Aether Esports lineup that can actually deal with him. So I want to see this Rost Trundle pick focus this Scion hard. I want to pressure the Scion hard. Kayn cannot respond. And if this Renekton gets ahead, that can be their win condition. Not even worrying about who's in the bot lane.
So you're saying Renekton should definitely go full damage?
Not necessarily full damage. Full damage, of course, being more of a Ravenous Hydra. You're perhaps a Black Cleaver, but you're also constantly building more and more AD into your build. You have Yomu's or Duskblade or Edge of Night. Possibly more into the off-tank side with a Titanic Hydra, Black Cleaver, possibly a Sterix Gauge. More of a tankier style builds that allows for more errors rather than the one-shot your enemy team if you don't make any mistakes kind of build.
Definitely the case here. We'll see which one of these teams is able to come out bigger in game 2 out of 2 here. Frost Esports on the blue side, Aether Esports on the red side. If Aether are able to close this one out with the W, after 7 weeks, they might just have their first 2-0.
Absolutely. Gotta cheer in the chat. Post hashtag AE win or hashtag, what's Frosty's initials again?
FST.
FST. Because it can't be hashtag Frosty win.
Nah, that's too long.
It's gotta be a hashtag warm win.
Maybe. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Either way, looking at this matchup here in the mid lane, what opportunities do you feel that the Fizz has to get ahead?
Against the Galio, almost nothing. So what they're looking for is to find some good roams from this Fizz up to the top side. We've seen Gawain in some scrims roaming hard at the detriment of his own XP and gold level. So if he's able to pull things off like that, it's risky, but it can get him ahead. We'll see if he does the same in this game.
Yeah, we will see. I don't expect a lot to happen in the mid lane because Shaiquin is one of the mid laners I would definitely say is consistent in the league, and also because he's fought in Galio, he doesn't have to be dueling the Fizz as much as he has to be just poking him out in the laning phase.
Absolutely, there's almost no way for Fizz to kill the Galio.
In which case, if I'm at the Fizz,
yeah.
I want to make sure that Winds of War isn't taking out half of my HP whenever I go up to farm.
It's already happening. Look at Gawain's HP. He's at 75%.
Yikes. Well.
In the top lane, Renekton attempting to bully the Scion out. Got all 6 CS of the first wave. Always a nice feeling as the laner AE Law coming in for a level 2 gank on the Galio mid lane.
Well, this is pretty interesting. There's a Justice Punch. That's a very low health Galio. It's gonna get taken out. Oh, there it is! Gwen with the last tick of the Sea Stone Trident, able to pick up first blood.
Massive misplay from Shaiquin on Galio. Justice punching in the wrong direction. Then flashing way too late, still getting hit by the Kayn W, his only source of damage in the early game. Kayn with the unorthodox pathing. Raptors Reds mid lane gank at level 2. Pays off massive, and now Gawain, as we said, no way to kill the Galio. Well, Law is here to help.
Definitely. Goes in for another trade. Goes not so even, but still, once again, first blood. Now in favor of Gwen, some good stuff to come out in the mid lane, and that's a lot of pressure off of Aether.
Keep an eye on this bot lane. Law's here. Trundle is not in position to intercept a possible bot game. Law engaging with this Galio? No, not quite.
No, not quite. Just an eye-to-eye in the river, pretty much. Not much to come of it, really. Both junglers now know where the other is.
Keep in mind that Gawain, with that first blood, not actually any amount ahead of this Galio until he backs and spends that gold. So at this point, the lane is technically still even. Justice Punch lands.
Ooh, takes him very low on this one. Not able to get the passive auto attack, though. It's just going to force Gwen back with 1,000 gold on his pocket. That's not too bad.
Actually, a slight mechanical misplay from the Galio. Queued too close to him if he queued just a bit in front. That was either a flash or a kill on that Fizz.
Definitely the case. Checking stock up. for the lanes are playing out so far that are not the mid lane, bot lane, pretty even, if not actually ahead for CS for Mr. Convenience over Hero. Some good pressure to come out of the Nami Varus, and looking up in the top lane, in terms of CS it's even, but in terms of pressure, Mordekaiser has it hands down.
Absolutely, that Renekton a massive lane bully in the early game. Sion running out of mana, no pots left available in that corrupting potion. Going to have a lot of CS missed in these next couple of minutes as he attempts to gain anything he can. Fizz looking for that top lane roam, as I said. He's roaming to the enemy jungle now, trying to get some vision. Will he go for the top roam? Nah, he's going to stay in the middle. Not going for those risky plays in the duo esports matches.
Nah. As we saw in game 1, very, very calm for the first few minutes. Neither team was willing to go for the risky play. They waited for the other to mess up. I think this one a little much the same.
I'm really disappointed in Frosty's bot lane though, as we were talking about in Champ Select. Varus Nami being significantly stronger than Twitch Janna, but the CS differential is only at 5. With no HP differential to really talk about. Kane fighting the Trundle in the top river.
Dude. Skirmish in the river here. It may go in favor of A3 Esports here. It will be the flash away from Solorast as the damage goes on to Shy Quinn right afterwards. Do they have enough
coming
to
up?
close him out here? There's the jump through, but the Galio's too tanky with the magic shield and will be able to walk away.
So that skirmish was won by the Kane Fizz duo. Not even close, really. It's going to get them even more ahead in these next couple of minutes. In the top lane, DeWay and Mordekaiser slowly getting more and more HP taken away from each other. I want to see Mordekaiser Q away. Oh, the King comes in from low.
This could be very, very bad for Mordekaiser. Pops the dominance, but he's going to get turned into mincemeat right afterwards. One more auto would do it. There's the flash. Swirl to come out of law. Picks up the kill. And now... You've got to be kidding now. They're going to kill him for that one for sure. Solorast picks up the kill. Not going to let that happen.
Slightly misplayed from Mordekaiser. If he played that correctly, he could have actually 2v1'd Law and DeWay. But not having the mechanical prowess nor the game knowledge to pull that off. Law comes in for the gank. Oh, Gawain coming for the bottom room. He is level 6 with both flashing Knight up. Can he get a kill? Fish does not land. That's a failed gank.
Yeah, it's not gonna be able to pay off the way they wanted it to. Doesn't land the fish on top of the fish. Not playing Go Fish today. As Gawain is able to just waltz back up to the mid lane.
What a horrific backtimer from AE. What are they doing? They just screwed themselves so hard.
Ooh, yeah, that is a little suspect, to put it one way.
Oh my. Gawain came and got them the greatest gift that they could have gotten. That's not a kill. Gained them lane pressure. They could have pushed that wave in, reset the wave, crashed it against the tower, and backed. But now they just killed 3 waves of their own. That might actually affect this game.
I mean, that's definitely going to affect the game. See how much it affects the outcome, or it definitely stopped what could have been happening for Aether there. Not the greatest of backs is Frosty are now the ones with the lane pressure.
Wave is pushing towards the blue side bot lane. Galio might be looking for an ultimate possibility here.
Roaming
Varus
down for
is not level 6.
Heroic entrance, but Varus will hit 6 pretty soon, I'd say.
Just a couple more minions and he will get that level 6. Galio's here for the gank. There is no vision for the red side.
I think they're making it a little too obvious. Frosty are going up a little too far forward, and I think Aether start to pick on. Wait a second, this is a little fishy. Why are you going that aggressive? As now they understand why. They know the Galio was roaming down. Shy Quinn goes right back up to the mid.
Yeah, great ward by Ziffy there. Sees the gank coming. Convenience hits level 6. They might go for the all here. Bubble goes wide.
Bubble goes wide, but the Chain of Corruption doesn't, and that's going to be a lot of damage on a Ziffy right afterwards. Gets run over by the Tsunami up in the top lane. DeWay taken low from this one. Will get taken out and not able to pick up a return kill. There is the Sharkaroo to come right on top of Mr. Convenience. Gwen looking to make the play down here on this one. Pick up a kill. Flashes the Justice Punch and will be able to toss the Ignite. Goes over for the double kill. Looking for a triple now with the playful Trickster. And what do you know? A3 Esports turn it right on its head.
Massive play, and as we said, how is the Fish gonna get ahead with that Galio in the mid lane? This is how he gets ahead. However, Frosty trade right back with that kill on Dway and first tower blood. This Cloud Drake is not worth the trade in this aspect. So even after all that, Frosty has the gold lead.
The gold lead in favor of Frost Esports, but the long-term benefits, I'd say, in favor of Aether, picking up the Cloud Dragon before the 10-minute marker.
Absolutely, and this Fizz 4-0, keep in mind he only has 64 CS, so he's not going to be the menace that he could be. Has the Proto Belt completed. See if he can win a mid-game fight for AE. Once that happens, the pace will be theirs, but until then, it's still anyone's game.
Definitely the case, and looking at this constant back and forth, Rift Herald could be in massive benefit of either of these teams here. Which one do you think will be able to go for it?
It would be definitely a much bigger benefit for AE, especially with that Gawain in the mid lane, a massive presence. He can definitely one-shot either Varus or Nami and half health the Trundle easily.
Definitely.
But like we said... Oh, sorry.
Nope, definitely able to do so. I'm agreeing with you.
Like we said, though, that one back timer from this Twitch is going to delay his power spike even more. And keep in mind that Varus' power spike is at the 1 item mark at that Ginsu's Rage Blade. Twitch needs 2. It's going to make this game very hard if they ever want to make a play bot side. So they have to play this top side.
Yeah, definitely would have to do that as the Scuttle Crab goes over to Gwaine here, but he takes the worst end of the trade, already using the Playful Trickster. Law is over to come here. The Shark's not going to be able to land, but Dewey's going to fly right in there with the decimating smash on the 2 people. Gwaine taken low from this one. Looks like he might just get taken out as well. Not will be able to do so as the rest of Frost Esports turn right around the corner, and Renekton shuts him down. Now Dewey taken low, taken out. The Scion passive shields might just have been enough to save him, but the same may not be able to set for Law on this one. Justice might be going down. No, it won't. He will be able to get out, as it's just the 1 kill onto the Fizz.
Absolutely, and that was a massive kill to get for the Frosty side. In fact, that 1 kill could actually win them the game. Killing the 1 member of AE that is a threat, shutting him down for a couple minutes could be the catalyst for a massive run over by the Frosty side. We'll have to see how it checks out. That ult missing on Gawain was a massive misplay. One of his biggest abilities at this moment in the game. And like I said, because his farm is low, he's not as strong as he should be.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a little ambitious to Playful Trickster onto the Scuttle Crab just to secure that.
It happens again?
Happens again. Not going to happen exactly how it played out, but the Rift Herald does go over to Frosty.
Absolutely. And now that Gawain has been put behind and is now not as ahead as he was before, more weight is now put on Hero's shoulders to carry this into the mid and late game. And while 25 CS behind, it may be too difficult. We'll have to see how it plays out. Gawain with the roam bot lane.
Danger pings are thrown down, though, in the control wards. Enough fish food for Gawain to not continue to go down towards the bottom lane. Picks up the control ward, backs off, and might just get himself 2 here.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the farm levels really quickly. In the top lane, 94 CS for both top laners. Not super great. Pretty even. Jungler's Kayn is ahead. Once this Kayn gets his form... Oh, he has red form now. That can actually turn the next fight. Off that one top lane fight, he has gotten darkened form.
Has the Rost form in the bottom lane, waiting for Frost Esports to flex their muscles a little too much on this one. 111 to 84 CS, definitely feeling confident, but do you feel confident enough? 4 members of A3 Esports are right around the corner. Looks like they do back off.
Fizz going for this gank actually deterred their bot lane, offsetting his own Kayn's gank. Quite a big misplay. All he had to do was not play any suspiciously and let that Kayn get that gank off, but has the window closed for now. Fizz is really trying to force this.
Oh, they really are. Chain of Corruption thrown on him very early on. Law's
Trundle
gonna
gets
come
hit by the
around.
nope, missed.
Ooh, that's not the catch of the day to put it
Trundle!
one way. There's the subjugate onto him. Neither team really wants to go in on this one as they both back off each other. Dewey is caught on as lonesome in a 1v3 here, taken very low from this one. There's the Monsoon
Ooh,
and the
Galio.
tidal wave. Heroic entrance comes flying down. No one wants to fight this one, but that's exactly what they're doing. A great tornado out of Ziffy is going to deter the fight finally as both of these teams back off.
Wow, almost a lot of action, yet no action at the same time. Actually, one of the reasons why AE lost that top lane fight so hard was because Law had not had his form yet. One of the most useless champions before that point. Does no damage and has no CC.
Definitely not. I see that
Bot
with that
lane
Rift
tower.
Herald, they are going to be able to pick up the bot lane turret. Maybe go for a dive. Actually, no, that'd be suicidal.
Look at the mid lane. Galio gets knocked up.
Gets knocked up. Nothing more to come of it. And Frost Esports are making the best of what they have here. Making the best of the Rift Herald. Still at 2,600 HP. Gets knocked down to 700 right afterwards. But Fizz has no mana, so Frosty can keep pushing.
Absolutely. This Fizz being out of mana is a useless champion. He can only auto attack. Galio getting the mid lane chip damage, and that's almost 2 towers taken by Frosty. AE is collapsing.
Absolutely they are. Still though, even though the game's very much teetering back and forth, it is a 2,000 gold lead in favor of Frost Esports.
Big part of that was that first tower blood. Dewey dying to that 2-man tower dive while that bot lane play went down was a pretty big misplay.
Oh my.
Mid lane tower falls. What is this macro?
What
No one
is
knows
this
what to
macro?
do.
Question mark? They're just gonna let the minions finish it off. That was all too simple of a task for Frosty Esports. It looks like the turret doesn't go down. A little too confident. Come on, guys. But
57
it's 57 HP.
That's one Varus auto.
That's one bar. So it may as well not be there, actually, as that's...
Ooh, fish lands.
The fish lands on the Renekton, pops the dominance right afterwards. Chain of Corruption to lock up the members of Aether Esports on this one. Hero doing good damage in the back line, but the front line of Frost is way too strong on this one. Able to pick up the kill and get out as well.
I think it's funny you said Hero doing good damage because he actually does no damage. He was shooting for 8 seconds there and didn't kill anyone. This is the problem with that Twitch pick.
That is the problem with the Twitch pick. The exhaust thrown down onto Law. They're definitely afraid of that Kane.
Law is really their only hope to keep them in this. All they have to do is survive until Twitch hits that 4 items, 3 items power spike. But I don't know if they can get there. They have to play this correctly. They survived that fight by the skin of their teeth.
Definitely, and that should have been a little bit more of a win for Frosty, I feel. It's just going to tie the scoreboard up, and Aether Esports, they're the ones that are on control with the Dragons, because Ocean Dragon, gotta love that.
Big part of the reason why Frosty wasn't able to wipe the AE squad there is because their composition sucks. They have no way of getting onto the enemy carries unless it's a very tight situation in the first place. And many team fights like that one are pretty spread out, where you have the backline firing and the frontline frontlining. So what I would have loved to see from this Frosty lineup was some dive, but they don't really have it.
I would love to see some dive too, and on more of a personal note, I would have loved to see some boots of swiftness, or anything actually, just boots in general, on Not a Real Doctor, on this Nami pickup. It appears, once again, who needs boots?
Who needs boots when you're not a real doctor? Apparently it's not part of his medical book because he never buys them.
Does not whatsoever. As just one auto, 2 autos from Shy Quinn takes out the middle turret.
Look at that Renekton. He has his Black Cleaver completed. He is a very big crocodile. This can turn the next fight if they force it.
There's the double knockup, repels the fight, out of Law, able to land it right there, and Frost Esports return back to the mid lane.
His Twitch still not hitting, not even one item completed yet. And even then, he won't be able to do anything.
Gwen able to playful Trickster out of trouble there. Might just go for the turn. No, just scares him off with the Proto Belt.
One of the problems with the Proto Belt itemization rather than the Lich Bane is he has really no kill pressure at this point. He opted for more wave clear over kill pressure. It's coming to bite him. Fish misses.
Goes one on that one. That's another tool for Aether to try and pick up a fight. Down on this one, and slowly but surely we're starting to see this gold lead start to affect the matchup. It's now 3,000 in favor of Frosty.
Absolutely, and they really do not want to take a fight at this point. If Aether takes a fight, they will get wiped. That's a Black Cleaver completed for the Renekton, Ginsu's Rage Blade, and Abyssal Mask. Oh, the fight begins!
Oh, go for the Playful Trickster on an interesting position as the Chain of Corruption comes through, locks up a little bit of them. There's the Sign Ultimate, goes straight into the mid laner of Frosty Esports, taking down this one, but Mordekaiser's looking to get good damage on the backline. Now it will be Mr. Convenience taking out Gwen as Mordekaiser's handling 4 men all on his own here. He will be able to back off and survive as the rest of the team comes around the corner. Tornado right on top of Trundle. Solaros going down on this one. Dewey picks up the kill with the Decimating Smash. And so far, it is a 2-for-1 actually in favor of Aether.
Incredible fight for Aether at that point in the game. Like I said, under all circumstances, they should have lost, but because the Renekton was out of position, did not teleport in time, and the Varus was out of position as well, it made the fight extremely difficult.
Oh, wait a second. They're able to cancel the slice, prevent him from doing the dice. No way that they're letting Mordekaiser get in there. And that's the disengage for Aether.
Huge fight. A lot of work coming out from that Janna. Keeping the team healthy with the redemption and her ultimate. Gotta give her props for that. A lot of that work was done by her. Twitch is going to complete an item on this back, probably IE and some component of Zeal.
Definitely the case, and I kind of question the Janna pick at the start. I was thinking, alright, you got something good with the Janna, you don't have the greatest AD carry to complement it with, or at least not in the early stages. We're starting to see the team fight prowess of the Janna pickup definitely work them.
Absolutely, they work great together everywhere except for laning phase, and they did get rollover in the laning phase, but the Varus Nami, like I said, they didn't punish it nearly as hard as they should have. Even after that massive backing mishap for Aether, they're only 5 CS behind.
Yeah, only, and 5 CS at this stage, not really much at all. Looks like Wayne might be in trouble though. Playful Trickster's at the wrong time. Mordekaiser needs one more hit to do it, but he's not going to be able to get it.
And one thing to note is that the Varus is strong at the Ginsu's power spike, but once Twitch hits 2 items, he's outscaled you. So once this Twitch hits 2 items, they can easily take this game back.
Definitely, they'll be able to do that. However, while we're looking at taking the game back, Crushed Esports say, alright, well, we're the ones with the turrets, you guys ain't. They're going to look for the 4th one of the game.
Bot tower falls. They're looking for an engage. Kane is here. Decides not to do.
They done. Aether Esports committed 3 people down there in the bottom lane. They're not going to get punished for it, but a little too many resources, I would say.
This is a great example of why a lead is not as big when you all farm poorly. If the Frosty side had 200 farm on the Galio, 200 farm in the Renekton, 200 farm in the Varus, this game, that fight, as bosh as it was, would have been won. With their massive leads, it was definitely possible, but because of micro mishaps, missing farm, and macro mishaps, backing at the wrong time, for all players across the board in both teams, you have lower and lower farm levels as the rank of the team goes down. Yeah,
Definitely the case, and after game 1, you're thinking, where's this team from game 1? They're trying to play a little bit more cautious, a little bit more safe, and while they're able to do that, they Aether Esports in 12th place, they can only afford a single tie. They can afford 1 tie, and that's it. Every other matchup, they have to 2-0. So far, after game 1, they looked great. They looked like, alright, 2-0 the 3rd seed? Excellent. So far, in game 2, they are much, much more cautious.
They were able to pull the trigger, though, as we saw. When Renekton was out of position, they did pull the trigger, so hopefully all hope is not lost.
hopefully not the Cinderella story, would certainly be a daily duo headliner if they're able to pull it off, and it's got to start here with Frosty.
Dragon started. They're focusing down the Galio here, it looks. Galio Justice punches into 5 people!
Ooh, boy, that's not what he was looking for, but he's tanky enough to be able to get away and occupy Aether Esports while the rest of Frosty pick up the Ocean Dragon. The second one, or first one in the game as the tidal wave comes through.
Here comes
not
the
gonna be able
engage.
to land a 3-man decimating smash out of the way, but he's all alone on this one, so it's not gonna matter. Mr. Convenience picks up the kill.
Actually, a massive misplay from the side of AE. That Galio was alone. They could have killed him, but they just looked at him as they took that tower. Didn't even bring it down. 41 HP.
They were split on the call there. It was Gwaine that was going in. The rest of the team was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, going in. Not on the same page for Aether, but Frosty looks like they have Aether's number on this one. And Gwaine's on the wrong side. Uh-oh, that could be really bad.
This is a 4v5. 4v4. Varus is in the bot lane.
Neither team actually fully committing, though, which means Twitch ult gets burned, and the spray and pray is not actually used efficiently, so these fights are very weird.
They could have won that fight. They didn't realize it was a 4v4 as we first missed as well. Varus actually went bot to clear the wave. Massive misplay from the Varus. No communication whatsoever on either team. If they committed fully to that fight, that was a wipe. They had no damage.
They didn't, and both of these teams are raising a lot of question marks right here. It's a 4,000 gold lead for Frosty Esports, but it's not being accelerated much outside the fact that they have turrets.
It's being helped along by the fact that both teams are misplaying quite heavily. Let's take a look at the Twitch itemization. He has hit the 3-item mark with the boots included, so 2 items without, and he has definitively outscaled the Varus at this point in time. However, it's going to be delayed slightly by the fact that Nami did rush Ardent Sensor. So, in terms of individual power between the Twitch and Varus, Varus is for now stronger. But once the Ardent is completed by the Janna, the bot lane will have more power on AE's side. So we'll see how the rest of the team plays it on each team.
You'll have to see how that turns out. So far, in terms of AD carry damage output, who do you feel is doing more?
So, as I was saying, because of the Ardent Sensor, Varus will slightly outdamage the Twitch at this point in game. But once the Ardent is completed for the Janna, the Twitch will win. For the rest of the game as well.
For the rest of the game? Alright, sounds like the plan for Aether Esports, and first you're certainly letting them stall 27 minutes
no!
matchup. Defensive chum the waters out of Gwaine. Definitely speaks to the mindset that these two teams are in right now.
Absolutely, and as the chat mentioned, there's a lot of healing on this side of Frosty. You have Renekton Q, Trundle, Ultimate, and Nami heal, so an Executioners must be bought at some point in time. This is a Baron call. What a suspect Baron call. Baron is attacking away.
Oh no. This could be really, really bad. They're not doing a whole lot of damage to the Baron at all. Aether Esports in perfect position. If Frosty are dealing 4 mana on the Baron, Tidal Wave's gonna go through all of Aether Esports on that one. It will be Hero firing off on the back line as Gwaine forces 4 members leading Frosty Esports on a leash here. Goes down finally right afterwards, but the rest of Aether are right on top of the ball with this one. Hero needs to be able to kite back in the fight. The Expunge will not be enough to take it out. There it is. Piercing Arrow just gonna scrape him on the back half. Mordekaiser will shut him down. Now looks for another kill. Locked up with the Tornado. Won't be able to get it. They shut him down as he dices through, and it is 4 kills for 3 in favor of Aether.
It was a massive misplay by Gwaine in that fight. Was fighting the Renekton for most of it, not getting to put any damage off. And then the Flash Tornado from Ziffy, completely useless, put him in a bad spot, and burning the Tornado that would have saved Twitch from the Renekton. But as I was saying, once that Renekton gets going, it's very hard for Aether's comp to do anything about it. What a team fight.
Yeah, that was really sketch out of both teams, but it's now gonna neutralize the gold by a lot. That is now, we were talking how the gold could have accelerated, how it could have all gone banned for Aether, but now it's only 2,000.
That Baron call, keep in mind that once the Baron auto attacks you, your MR and armor are decreased. So Hero did more damage than he really should have in that fight.
Mm-hmm. When we were talking about the healing so much before, well, Hero says, okay, I have healing to deal with. I'll pick up an Executioner's Calling, and I love that buy.
Absolutely. However, look at Hero Summoner spells. Flash and Heal not available for 3, 4, 5 minutes. So in the next fight, if Renekton gets on top of him, he is a goner.
Do you think that being the case, should that be the
oh, they're starting Baron again.
Alright, I was going to ask you if they should be doing this, but it looks like they're going to be doing it either way on this one.
They actually have 0 vision control. There's 0 pink wards on the side of Frosty.
2 men knocked up in the Baron, but your A3 Sports are in perfect
Twitch
position
is here.
to ruin Frosty's day here.
Twitch is firing.
There's the damage. Hero firing in the backline. Mordekaiser occupying most of Aether, though, and splitting them up in this team fight here. Now, Law to go in. Hero to reposition. Mordekaiser does go down in the fight. Now, the damage on the Trundle will get shut down by Law, and it's the 2 kills for Aether and possibly the Baron control.
There's absolutely 0 communication going on in Frosty's lineup right now. Fizz was fighting the Nami. No one responded. No one was hitting the Fizz except for the Varus. The 2 frontliners for Frosty were just trying to fight AE, wondering, where's my damage? Where's my damage? While Varus is occupied with the Fizz. All they had to do was kill the Fizz first and then go on to the rest of the fight. They're enough ahead that they could do that, but now there's only 1k gold lead for Frosty, and Infernal Dragon might go to AE.
Might and it absolutely will. There's the Infernal and the 3rd Dragon for A3 Sports. As the game's getting longer and longer, as you're pointing out, it's looking like the comms between these teams are getting shakier and shakier.
Absolutely, and even AE didn't play that fight properly at all. The Janna was dove by the Renekton, and no one was helping her at the beginning. They were split up across this wall nearby the Baron pit, and so half of the team was fighting another half. It was very disorganized. However, on to the next fight, as it will happen soon, undoubtedly. Let's take a look at the itemizations for both teams. For Renekton, we have Black Cleaver, of course, being completed. Titanic Hydra. The next item looks like a Sterak's Gauge. Sterak's Gauge, like I was talking about at the beginning of the game, one of those off-tank items. Scion having completed Spirit Visage and the Sunfire Cape, splitting between the Bramble Vest and the Kindle Gem, so he's not going to complete an item for quite a while. Trundle has the Spirit Visage and the Cinderhulk. Going to be a tank, but not as tanky as the Scion, so he will take damage when his ultimate is not available. If he ults the Scion, they're in good shape.
Yeah, and this Renekton, as we've seen in the team fights, has been able to occupy a lot of Aether after drawing a lot of attention, getting a few people on him, but the reposition in that last fight really did not go in favor of Frosty.
Absolutely, and Renekton is really one of the people that can really punish Fizz's aggression in these team fights, but because he's constantly trying to kill Janna, which is never really a great quest to have as a bruiser that doesn't do that much damage, he's really losing his team, these team fights with his positioning. Twitch now is approaching. He's building Black Cleaver. Here we go again.
Yikes.
Not Black Cleaver. Blade of the Ruined King, I should say.
Blade of the Ruined King. Black Cleaver would be really spicy. But
really spicy.
with Twitch, he's about to have his flash back up.
Oh boy, with that flash up, there's almost no way. Oh no, he's caught out by the Trundle.
Goes invisible though, tries to juke around it, but goes straight into it. Gets around.
The team is here.
The team is there. The tidal wave comes through. They focus down Solorast with a lot of resources on top of him. He still hasn't died just yet. They've gone very deep on this one as the bubble locks up the Fizz. Gwain's gonna be dead on this one. Flashes away, still gets taken out by the Kuldameek. Hero, now you have to live up to your name and be the hero that Aether needs. The knock-up on towards Mordekaiser. The Crocodile's not gonna go down this one, or at least not just yet, and the rest of Aether pile on top of them.
And they have been successfully outscaled. And that should be the game. There should be no way for Frosty to overcome this Twitch at this point. The Blade of the Ruined King itemization will hurt Twitch's damage. I really don't know why people keep buying this item when the Shiv is so much stronger. But regardless, this Twitch is a menace that no one on the Frosty lineup can get to, and Varus just cannot deal with these assassins easily enough. with these botched positioning in these team fights. Renekton, Galio, neither of them really know what to do other than fight, fight, fight.
Yeah, they're not. Yep, definitely the case there, and the fight, fight, fight is now in favor of Aether, as they're the ones with the 3,000 gold lead.
Absolutely, Baron buff being secured. There is an Infernal, Ocean, and a Cloud in their pocket. Blade of the Rune King not completed for the Twitch yet. I would like to see him back and get that before the next fight, if possible.
Uh-oh. It's... Yeah, actually, no, they're fine. It's definitely a positional advantage for Aether Esports, though. They finally pick up their second turret of the game. And
Fish lands!
Fish lands, but chooses not to go on it. It's just going to be a trade of ultimates between the fish.
It was a bit of a panic ultimate from the Nami.
Oh, they are looking for the catch, but then they forget Mordekaiser is very, very tanky. All they have to do is knock on the turret just a little bit. May have won a banner of command this time, but they don't have it here.
If they want to take a fight, this is the time to do it. Twitch has not completed his 4th item yet, and Renekton has.
The pillar goes down, it's just going to split them up a little bit. Neither team looking for the fight just yet, even if they need it or they don't.
This is the time to do it. Fizz has no ultimate. Oh, it's coming up. It is up. They engage right when Fizz has it.
There it is. There's the stopwatch to come through out of Gwen. Firing from the back line with the Baron buff. Aether doing so much damage. The Monsoon knocks him back as the Mordekaiser goes way too close. Dewey will get taken out in the process. So it's just a 1 for none in favor, or a 1 for 1 when it's all said and done. The turret goes down, and Aether back off.
Massive miscommunication from the Renekton and the rest of this team. They all converged on the Scion in that front, and he just dove 1v4.
You know, as messy as these fights are, Aether are the ones that are getting the wins in them. Even if they're 1 for 1s, 2 for 1s, they're getting turrets off of that, which is accelerating that gold lead for them. And with the Dragon to be up soon, that could definitely affect the outcome of the match.
Well, I think this should be completely secured for AE, considering the 4th item for Twitch has been completed, and there's only Varus on the side of Frosty. So eventually, once Varus goes down, it's all over.
Definitely the case. 37 minutes in. That's a good gold lead for Aether, but doesn't mean a whole lot at this stage.
This is their chance to come back. Gawain is in the top lane with no teleport. There are 4 members doing the Elder Dragon.
No.
Reaction? There is no reaction from Frosty. They're letting it happen.
They're letting it happen. No chance of a
Galio dies!
Galio!
There are 2 members of the Dragon Pit!
Oh no, what are you doing, Frosty? That is not what you want at all. Elder Dragon and a kill over to Aether Esports, 12-19. Well...
They can end right here. Nope, Kane has to do blue buff.
Nah,
Kane has to do blue buff. You have to get blue buff before you end. Everyone knows.
Must be. Let's see, on the checklist. You can't end the game without the blue buff.
Or wolves, or raptors, or grump.
Yep, you need everything. But another turret now for Aether, and we're talking 10 minutes ago. They had a turret lead, now they don't, as it's completely neutralized.
Absolute Varus ult lands on the Janna.
Lands on the
Galio's not up. This is a 4v5.
This could be really bad for them on this one. FST Esports are not dealing damage. Mordekaiser tries to get into the backline, but gets monsooned out of there. Taken out shortly afterwards. Law picks up the kill. Now it's going to be the same story all over again. Shyquin gets way too close. And that is 3 more kills for Aether Esports, and that might just be it.
And that's the game. Like we said, the Frosty lineup had to push the lead that they accumulated at the beginning of the game, and they were not able to. So over the course of time, as Twitch got more and more items, they got more and more outscaled. This is their composition coming back to bite them.
Draxyr, it's not the game. Aether Esports back off. They're not going to make the game. Every time you say it, both teams like, no, we can't let this be the game. We cannot let you be correct.
We cannot end. They don't want to
No.
happen. It doesn't want to happen. They're 3
Yeah.
dead and they didn't end the game. Oh no.
No, they didn't. They gotta get that top
No.
turret though. Have to make sure
Yeah.
that they have more turrets at the end of the game. It's on the checklist.
Oh, it is on the checklist. So red buff's next. Here we go.
Yep, there we go,
Come
red
on,
buff.
Kenny. Go for it. Hey!
Alright, so game should be over for Aether, but it's not. However, can Frosty come back from a 10,000 gold deficit 40 minutes into the match?
Not with this composition. It's all but over. Like you said in the last game, Hero would have to go into the enemy team 1v5 and pull a double lift. And even then, he would only die once, and there's no Baron or Elder up for them to take, so they wouldn't get anything off of it.
Well, Baron is up in a little over a minute, but the game should close out before the teams can contest that.
Absolutely. Let's keep an eye on Hero in these team fights. He is the person to watch. All the damage from AE is coming from that guy. Gawain positioning a little bit forward, getting caught by the pillar. Has Playful Trickster. Ult goes down.
Ulti goes down, the bubble goes wide, but Gawain able to stopwatch in time during the fight. Playful Trickster's out of there as the damage goes straight on towards Shyquin, taken out of this one automatically. Gawain pops his head right back up as now Varus gets taken low, taken out, a double kill for Hero, and that should be it.
That Varus frontlining, although it doesn't matter, it's not his fault. It's all over.
It's all. Now there's no way it isn't. You have 2 tanks and a support. There's no way that that's enough of a defense for Frosty.
And like we said, Hero free fire that entire fight. Renekton gets on top of the Twitch.
For a last second turn for Frosty Esports, not gonna happen today. Hero goes dominating. Nexus Tower number 1 goes down. Nexus Tower number 2 goes down. And Aether Esports, finally, it took them 7 weeks, but they will 2-0 their first opponent and upset the 3rd seed Frosty Esports.
What a game.
What a game. What a series. 41 minutes. It finally happened.
Absolutely. Gotta give credit to Hero holding in his reins, waiting for those power spikes. I still don't like that Blade of the Ruined King, but you know, things to improve on. Definitely could have played better on both sides. Some very, very messy play coming in from both teams. But AE pulling the victory, the 2-0 upset.
Absolutely needed victory for Aether Esports here. That's going to bump them up to 5 points, I believe. Pretty good stuff. They're going to need to keep it going if they want to make the Cinderella run a reality and not just a piece of fiction for now. But it's over. And now that it is over, let's look at some of the numbers and close out the night.
Absolutely. Taking a look at first the Frosty lineup. Of course, Varus has the number 1 spot at 30k in damage. Renekton trailing behind with that 26,000. Like I said, if the Renekton got ahead, it'd be very hard for Aether to deal with him. However, he threw fight after fight with his positioning and team fighting. So while he did a lot, it wasn't enough. Galio trailing at 3rd, 16 grand. Trundle pick, like I said, what an odd pick. Remember in match select, I said it's okay. I didn't say it's good, it's not terrible, but it's okay. And it really is okay with the lowest damage in the game, lower than Janna, almost lower than Janna, lower than Nami. Very, very questionable pick on that side. Sion in the top lane, 23,000. Kane, 25,000, a bit more. Fizz, lackluster in damage for Assassins, generally pretty average for Assassins, so 22 grand. And of course, Hero, living up to his name, 50,000 damage on the 80 carry Twitch roll.
Yikes.
And then Janna trailing at 5th at 11,567. Twitch, like we said, the quintessential late game carry has one of the longest ranges, but with that early game cannot guarantee that he gets there. However, his team gets him through the game, manages to get 4-0 on Gawain in that early game while he did throw it a little bit and managed to not make them lose immediately. And they pull through the victory. How are we doing with damage taken?
Well, Champion himself, Solo Rost at 56k. Yikes. That's a lot of damage. A lot. That was received on the side of the Trundle. Some
Absolutely.
spooky stuff to come through. Let's look at the vision score. And the highest number I spy is 104 on Ziffy. Excellent stuff on the Janapak.
It is interesting. We see almost consistently that the team with the highest vision score is the team that won. Whether that is a causation or a correlation thing is yet to be seen. Most likely correlation, as the team that gets ahead more and more it's a lot easier to place wards down and then refill your ward count.
Absolutely. Now, I have a question for you, Draxyr.
Absolutely.
If you want to elect standout player on Aether Esports, of course, who would you pick?
Hero did pop off in both games, did fairly well. However, in both games, I do believe that the reason why they were in the game at all has to be... This is hard. Everyone played so well. DeWay with the kill onto Vi when the Urgot hit the tower with his W. Managed to get him that kill. Scion, consistent tank throughout. The Kane on Law. Law on Kane had some good plays throughout that game. In the last game, he was playing, I believe, help me out with this. In the last game, he was playing...
Last game was Zaya.
Law on Zaya?
Well, no, not Law on Zaya. We're talking Hero.
Here on Zaya.
Yeah,
well,
Hero
I guess...
on Zaya. If you're talking Law...
Yeah, Law last
Law
game
on Kazakhs.
Kazakhs, I see. So I think the two runners for me would actually three runners. It would have to be between Fizz, the Gawain, Hero, and Ziffy. And I think we have to do elimination process. How about it? Let's talk a little bit.
Hero and Ziffy. Okay. Well,
stop.
You know, I like it. I like Gawain, Hero, Ziffy. We're looking at the bottom and mid half of the map here. I'm actually going to give it over to Ziffy. I feel a support undershadowed most of the time, but 1-1-19, crucial pickup in this Janna performance, and I'd say definitely a very good reason as to why they were able to pull out both games with the W.
Absolutely, and now I remember he was playing Rakan in that first game, pulled off a lot of good knock-up charm combos, keeping his Zaya alive in those fights. A couple missteps by him, but everyone has mistakes, so gotta give it to Ziffy as well.
Absolutely. And with that said, congratulations, Ziffy. Let's get you in here.
Wait, what?
Congratulations, my friend. You have won the standout player for the series. Yes. I know. Shocking, but you did it. Congratulations on the 2-0 against Frosty Esports here. How does it feel?
We did it!
You did it.
Awesome!
Your team played well and you pressed E. Isn't that great?
I pressed E!
Alright. Excellent stuff. Coming here, Ziffy. Walk into the matchup against Frosty Esports. How are you feeling?
Dude, I'm feeling pretty hype right now, man. I got that adrenaline going on, dude. Like, what?
Alright, good. Before the matchup, though, before all this hype, before the 2-0 upset, how are you feeling?
Really excited, actually. Me and Hero have been, like, practicing a lot together, we just got our click going on, and we, like, were able to bring that in with the team. And just, we knew we could win our lane. As long as we won our lane, we could keep going through with all the other team lane. It was just really good for us. I give my props out to Hero because me and him,
Definitely some good stuff. Draxyr, do you have a question?
Absolutely. What were your thoughts going in to your two matchups? You had Zaya Rakan versus Twitch Leona, and then in the second game you had Twitch Janna versus Varus Nami.
The first matchup, we already knew what we were going to play. We straight knew that we were going to play Zaya Rakan. We knew we were going to do the work there. The second matchup was it was more delayed. We didn't know exactly what we wanted to play. We were thinking like MF, some other support. We didn't really know. And immediately, as soon as we figured out that they were going to play Varus, we needed to ban Lulu and get rid of Jana from that pick.
I see. So it was more of a counter their bot lane style rather than pick something that felt strong for you.
It felt strong for me regardless.
Right, obviously, yeah, Janna being one of the S tier supports, but it's very interesting that you said you can't let them have the Janna.
We couldn't have them. We couldn't let them have like either of those. Like we knew we had to get rid of one of them.
All right. Some excellent stuff coming out of the Aether Esports support. Ziffy, you played great. Your team played great. Let's hope you can carry that momentum into Week 8. This was your support for Aether Esports. Doors on the left, I believe. Yes, Army Overlord?
The right.
Ah, my bad. Doors on the right.
Doors.
Thank you very much.
All right. I think it's about time. Close out the broadcast. It was a long, fun, exciting day, exciting night to come through.
Well, that'll be it. Army Overlord here as your camera guy. Thank you very much for watching.
Right, I was your play-by-play caster, Blaze, and joining me on the color.
It's Draxyr. Have a good night.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock p.m. is going to be another game, another match at another time here. It'll be Nevermore versus Ascendancy Gaming. Match of the week. Looking pretty excited for that matchup in particular. Both cards, different teams. Both of these teams looking for something special, and they could both use a win or a tie on each side. Would love to see what happens next for that. Anyway, guys, good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hashtag always do interviews. Hashtag wish we could do more interviews. Hashtag thank you. Good night, everybody.